If your crown sparkles like the Nile at sunrise, you're probably a pharaoh. But not just any pharaoh. Imagine waking up every morning with the weight of an entire civilization on your head. Your crown glinting in the first rays of the sun, reminding you that you're not just a ruler, but a living god to your people. That's how my days began, with the Nile's gentle breeze and the promise of greatness in the air. If your to-do list includes conquer 350 cities, you might be me. Most people worry about what to have for breakfast or which sandals to wear, but my morning started with maps sprawled across golden tables, advisors whispering about distant lands, and a list so long it would make any scribe's hand cramp. Each city was a new challenge, a new jewel to add to Egypt's crown, and I was determined to make my mark on history. If people call you Egypt's Napoleon, you know you've made history. But let's be clear, I was leading armies and building empires long before Napoleon ever dreamed of his hat. My name echoed through the halls of palaces and the dusty roads of conquered lands. Soldiers looked to me for courage, and my enemies learned to fear the sight of my banners on the horizon. I wasn't just a king, I was a legend in the making. I'll let you in on a secret. Being king wasn't always easy. My stepmom, Hatshepsut, ran the show while I warmed the throne. Imagine being born to rule but having to watch from the sidelines as someone else makes all the big decisions. She was clever, powerful, and determined to leave her own mark on Egypt. I learned patience, strategy, and the art of waiting for the perfect moment. Every day I watched and learned, biding my time knowing that one day, my chance would come. But patience. When it was finally my turn, I kicked off my sandals, grabbed my chariot, and went to work. The world outside the palace was waiting, and I was ready to show everyone what I could do. My heart pounded with excitement as I prepared for battle, the sound of horses and the clatter of chariots filling the air. I wasn't just stepping into power, I was charging into history. I led armies all over the ancient world. Yep, I'm the guy who turned Egypt from a kingdom into an empire. My campaign stretched from the deserts of Nubia to the mountains of Syria. Every march was a test of will, every battle a chance to prove myself. My soldiers trusted me, and together we faced dangers that would make most men tremble. We crossed rivers, scaled walls, and outsmarted our enemies at every turn. The world was vast, but my ambition was even greater. Ever hear of the Battle of Megiddo? That's me. First to lay siege to a city, all while keeping my eyeliner smudge-free. It wasn't just about brute force. It was about strategy, timing, and a little bit of style. My enemies never saw me coming, and when the dust settled, Egypt stood taller than ever. The victory at Megiddo became the stuff of legend, a story told around campfires and in the grand halls of the palace. And yes, my eyeliner was flawless, because even in battle, a pharaoh has to look his best. But I wasn't just about battles. I built temples, grew gardens, and even invented new ways to record history. My hands shaped more than swords, they shaped the very land of Egypt. I oversaw the construction of towering monuments that touched the sky, planted lush gardens that bloomed in the desert, and worked with scribes to carve our stories into stone so that future generations would remember our triumphs. I believe that a true king leaves behind more than victories. He leaves a legacy of beauty, wisdom, and innovation. So the next time you spot a statue with a confident grin and a crown, that's me, Thutmose III, Egypt's original multitasking king. I wasn't just a conqueror or a builder, I was a dreamer, a planner, and a doer. My story is carved in stone, painted on temple walls, and whispered in the winds that sweep across the Nile. I am the king who turned dreams into reality, who faced every challenge with a smile and a plan. Bow before my claymation glory. And remember, whether you're building empires or just trying to get through your own to-do list, a little patience, a lot of courage, and a touch of style can turn any ordinary day into a legend.